Happy Friday, everybody. Greetings from Medford Knife and Tool and MKT, Amy Medford. I have a group of knives headed out to Monkey Edge, otherwise known as Monkey Depot, here in Tempe, Arizona. They recently had the Monkey Muster, and a lot of people came in from out of town, including knife makers and knife collectors, and just a really good time. I didn't go, but I hear it was a really good time. We had some very, very cool custom knives that we had laser engraved for the event, and Monkey Edge, they're a really interesting vendor for our products, reseller for our products, I should say. You know, Brady he's got a very unique vision. He's got a cool logo and a cool format, a cool shop, and all of their knives that they order are basically left up to us. So if you're curious about becoming a reseller, if you're curious how that whole thing works, their orders are completely maker's discretion. They don't even select the model of knives. They let me put things together on a monthly basis, and we get stuff out to them. So when I look down and see the knives headed to them, I see really cool knives because it's completely left up to us, and we are able to have a little artistic freedom and have fun and find models of knives that maybe we wouldn't necessarily put together. So they're down in Mesa. I said Tempe, I meant Mesa. They're at Baseline Road. If you are here, you can actually go into their store. It's at 4838 East Baseline Road. They're in suite number 121. Their number is 866-633-7681, and their website is monkeyedge.com. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to start with the fixed blades first. I'll tell you this, the Jungle Fighter was discontinued and has found a resurgence. I have a lot of customers and resellers both clamoring to get their hands on this knife. This one's PVD coated, D2, OD green. The handles are really nicely formed and softened, hand softened, all the edges, hand softened and chamfered. They fit the grip just really, really nicely. This is one of our last Combat Master sheaths. This will be made with a Kydex sheath in the future. So for now, this will be one of the final Combat Master sheaths that go with one of our fixed blades. Next we have, you know, I don't see these very often. I forget the models. This is a TST2. One of the very first fixed blades, discontinued permanently. Got a very aggressive sharp nose on this. I love the look of this knife. NP3 coated here in Phoenix at Robar. Coyote tan handles. And a Kydex sheath to go with it. This one here, TS2. So TST2, TS2. And what you see here is we don't really stamp our blades anymore, but at the beginning Greg did stamp. So this looks like number 100 of a series of knives that we made. This looks like a coarse G10. I love the look of that. It's got a really interesting texture to it. Almost looks carbon fiber, but that is a G10. And it's a TS2 PVD coated. Actually, this looks oxide. Yep, this is an oxide coated G10 handle, and it comes with an OD green sheath. Right here, the Boa Breacher. Also discontinued, much to many of your chagrin, I'm sure. A very aggressive dagger type of knife. Sawtooth on the back. This one has been sharpened on both back edge and front. So this is the NDC, I believe. I can't remember. So rarely do we get a chance to see these. Skeletonized handles. This is titanium and MP3 coated, just like the TST2. We have two Navoir knives here. We have the Navoir H and the Navoir T. The H has the grooves, the finger grooves on the handle, a little bit of a thicker grip, and got a really nice beefy blade on it. D2 Vulcan finish on this. Just a really, oh, you know what? And look at the bevel on the spine of that. That is not your typical bevel grind on the Navoir H. So this is a one of a kind, very cool. D2 Vulcan black, handles black Kydex sheath, and the Nav T. It's got a slimmer profile. The handle's a much slimmer profile. You can see how much more my hand gets wrapped around that. Actually, probably just about the same considering the grooves. I'm able to reach around a little bit more on this because of the grooves. This one I'm more inclined to hold farther down in the claw of my hand because the grooves aren't present. But both of them have the jimping on the back of the hand for easy grip. NP3 coated, nice big belly blade on that as well. I've had some of my customers request that we bring back the fixed karambit. I know it's kind of a mixed bag on that, but this has been discontinued for quite some time. D2 NP3 black G10 handle. You can see how it fits in my hand. A nice little settle place for the thumb behind the spine. FUK still available. Fixed utility knife. It's got the high vis orange. Very lightweight. Much due to the openings in the handle. Straight edge blade on this. Nice bevel ground. FUK. This one has primarily been made in the Vulcan finish. This is our STA rangefinder. This one has been silver nickel Teflon coated NP3, but this generally comes Vulcan finish or PVD. So this is a pretty unique configuration here. OD green handles. Obviously you can get the grip up on and put your finger in this little choil area here or behind the screwdriver. You see the notch marks on the back. They're in inch increments so that you can use it as a measuring stick. You've got the hex towards the butt end of the blade, screwdriver, and the rangefinder. Multi-use fixed blade. And right here at long last, the Raider. There are several of these going out to other resellers and distributors, but for right now, this is the first Raider in a long time that has gone out. OD green handles, PVD fixed blade. It's got a PVD hilt to match. I mean, that's a Rambo knife if I ever did see one. Very cool. Raider. Okay, let's move on to folding knives. We have a Vyper. I'm just going to kind of run through pretty quickly and then I'll talk about configurations. Vyper, FUK flipper, Praetorian G, Micro Praetorian G, Micro Praetorian T, Praetorian Genesis T, Colonial T, Dress Marauder with carbon fiber, and, I'm sorry, Midi Marauder with carbon fiber and full-size Marauder with carbon fiber. It's got the grooves milled into it. We have made some carbon fiber Marauder knives, but without the grooves. So this has both a D2 Danto BVD blade, blue anno on the spring, and PVD hardware and clip. Really, really light, amazingly light. Marauder full size, Midi Marauder, also carbon fiber. You can see here, no grooves. D2 tumbled. Drop point, blue anno. The blue, black, and silver is a lovely combination. Colonial T. So this knife was originally anodized, and then the face was polished. You can see the residual anodization on the perimeters and a little bit in the grooves on the handle, but mostly you just see this nicely polished face and spring. The flamed hardware and clip are a nice complement to the Vulcan blade. The Praetorian Genesis T has a rainbow fade. You don't see very often, you don't see very many of this type of configuration. It's not palatable to everybody, but there are several customers over the years that have bought a knife like this. It reminds me of the Jim Skelton knife a little bit. So it's got a really nice rainbow anno fade. From violet to yellow, gold, blue, back up to bronze. It has an S35 VN Vulcan drop point. Praetorian Genesis. The Micro Praetorian T, pretty classic, straightforward D2 tumbled drop point. A violet to bronze fade on the handle and spring. New generation clip, standard stainless steel hardware, Micro Praetorian G. PVD drop point D2 blade, black G10 handle, tumbled spring. Full-size Praetorian G, S35 VN PVD Tanto blade, black G10 handle tumbled spring, old style clip. Probably one of the last Petroleum G's you'll see like that. This FUK flipper is one of my favorite FUK flippers. I'm a big fan of this ribbing on here. It's so this has been bead blasted, anodized, and then polished and anodized again to get that dual finish, the dual color. So dark blue in the recesses and a polished bronze on the tops of the flats. 3V, let me see that. Yep, 3V Vulcan blade. Just wicked cool. Wicked freaking cool. And last but not least, they have a single Vyper D2 tumble blade, and it's got a fade. This fade I like because the violet stays around the perimeters and the bronze is in the middle of the blade. So it graduates to a violet on the outer of the scales. Alright, so one Vyper. So keep your eyes on Monkey Edge. They have a really nice grouping of our knives. They have a lot of fixed blades that you won't find elsewhere. They have a lot of discontinued items that we will not, maybe down the road, a year or two from now, if I get enough of a request, or if Greg gets enough of a request, we'll do small runs of things here and there. But a lot of these fixed blades are no longer available. So if you are keen on getting your hands on one of these, I wouldn't wait too long. These will go out today, and they're in Arizona, which means they'll get them on Monday and probably post them up on their website really soon. So reach out. Tommy Latham is in the office there. He and Brady and Michelle are the only people I know on a first name basis, but they're very helpful, very friendly. Good website, good store. Reach out and say hi to them, get something in your hands. And until the next time, have a great weekend. I'm out.